Well, it's opening day here at CES. I've just walked in. The place is absolutely packed, as you can see behind me. But the doors open in 10 minutes. There's all these randoms standing around like me, but the actual retailers and everyone interested in this event are about to flood through the doors. It's going to be packed, about 200,000 people, they reckon. It's a chilly day here in Vegas, very chilly. Ah! It's not real! Well, it's just about kick-off for CES 2018. All these people out in the back here are industry types that have big fat wallets. They represent people like Harvey Norman, or here in America, Best Buy. They're here to look at the latest and greatest product. And here they come, as you can see, over my left and right shoulder, hundreds and hundreds of them. CES 2018, we are underway.
Well, gadgets that will do the housework for you. How good does that sound? And TVs that recognise your voice, washing machines that text you. Home life is just about to get a whole lot easier.
This is the future of amusement park rides. It's virtual reality. This thing, the seats will move and we'll be able to look around. It'll be like we're really on a ski lift. It's amazing.
I'm not going to lie, I'm afraid of rides, I'm afraid of heights.
So am I.
You can hold my hand if you need to.
Yeah, let's go. Whose idea was this? You just made me do something that I've avoided doing for 4 years. Horrifically realistic. Horrifically realistic.
I don't even do rides, so that really would work for me.
Neither do I. Never again. Massive crowds once again this year. I'm just going to go and help the guys at ACA do a story for tonight in Australia. Hopefully it doesn't involve that VR, but it's going to involve smart home and a whole bunch of different things. Alright, so it's, what day is it? Wednesday? Wednesday, first day of the show. Running on a few hours sleep, heading off to the Sands, see a few cool products there and maybe give some awards.
Driving down the Vegas Strip and we really needed to change lanes. We saw a self-driving car that BMW is doing some testing with. Now, the good thing about self-driving cars, they're not gonna not let you in because they've got sensors that will avoid anything to hit you. So we just got to easily change lanes.
So we just finished up with Dell and we heard about an amazing laptop, the XPS 13. You're going to have to read about it on EFTM. Now we're heading into Whirlpool to see all the cool smart appliances that they've got. Okay, so right behind me are some toilets that will actually keep them cleaner as they're smarter, so they know when you've sat down, when you've done your business, and when you're leaving, all making it more sanitary and hygienic, apparently. Alright, so how cool is this? Behind me is a machine, looks like it's about the height of a washing machine, which actually folds your clothes. How cool is that? Some people get married so they can get one of these things. Now you don't have to. So I've just been to see the guys at EcoVax, some pretty cool stuff going on with robots there, and I just came outside to get some fresh air, and Italy's looking good this time of year. Looking really good.
The world's biggest tech convention is underway in Las Vegas, rolling out robots of the future and the devices growing smarter by the year.
In any of those mundane tasks that people do for a living, these can now be controlled through the brain with robotics. Busy day. Look, just finished a segment with Channel 7 that'll air tonight, and about to dial into Sydney Radio and have a chat about all of this stuff, everything at CES.
So Bowen mentioned earlier that it looked like the stand was open. This is what it looks like when it's open. That's a lot of people. We're going to head over now to the South Hall for a Today Show cross and start exploring CES. Oh, it's a big challenge when you're at home and you're bored and you're working and you're not stretching your legs. Here you go, exercise bike that you can work on as well. So even though it's not predominantly a mobile show, Huawei is still here, showing off predominantly the Mate 10 Pro, which is their flagship phone right now, big screen dual lens camera. So lots of new people being exposed to the Huawei Mate 10. Day one here at CES, and it is probably the busiest day, and it makes it so hard to get around. It's you're quite crowded, you're packed in with people, which takes probably an extra 50% of the time to walk around the show floor. The longest drought in Las Vegas history, 116 days, and now it's raining. Started last night, has continued since, and it's bad out there. Traffic's awful, it's making getting around town awful. Luckily we're inside and only have to cope with the huge crowds. Now this stand's been here ever since I've been coming to CES. It's the Qi charging stand, QI or Qi. They're located in between a couple of halls, and I always thought, they're not getting very much traction. Well now, Qi charging's in Samsung phones, Apple phones, and they've actually had some amazing success. This is what powers wireless charging in your smartphone. About 10 minutes from going live on air with the Today Show, we've got the camera, the crew here ready to go. We are standing on the steps at the South Hall. The reason we choose this spot every year is because behind us on TV you'll be able to see lots and lots of people. You can tell the show's open. A couple of minutes away from that, and then some booth visits this afternoon and some more radio. Nearly every manufacturer is talking about some sort of path to electric. That's the critical thing. They want to get the attention of retailers so that they'll stock it in their stores this year. Look, I won't lie. I packed a lot of bags, but there's one thing I've never packed for Las Vegas: an umbrella or any form of wet weather jacket when I'm running through the pouring rain to the next meeting. So what we've got here is these autonomous little buses. These have been tested in some places in Australia, Perth, some universities in Sydney. The idea is to create a rapid transport system. Kind of, instead of having shuttle buses, you just use autonomous little shuttles.
So here we are at CES, huge lineup for food, selection limited, to say the least. But I'm almost here. Let's get something to eat. So here we go, chicken strips and chips, or fries as they like to say. Look, highly doubtful this has ever seen a chicken or been part of a chicken, but you know, it'll fill us up.
Oh, the crowds, the damn crowds. I really, frankly, hate people. I'm not very good with it. Flipsy,
Yep.
welcome.
Hello.
Mate, you've been bashing out some stories today. We're just heading over to help us with some work at the Hisense stand, and then, mate, gonna get some time to have a look at some car stuff in the North Hall.
Absolutely, looking forward to that.
Brilliant. All right, on the Hisense booth now, we're going to have a few things to do here. We've got to talk to someone from Hisense for the radio show tonight. We're going to make a few videos as well that hopefully will portray what Hisense has got on offer in 2018. Hisense, welcome mate, good to see you again.
Very nice to see you as well. Thank you.
That's done, a booth tour of Hisense, meeting Andre, a radio interview, a bunch of videos made, but now I've got to rush back to the studio because I've almost forgotten about a radio interview I've got to do for Mix 94.5 in Perth, and then some podcasting and setup for tonight's Facebook Live show. Bodog, day one. Can you believe it's only day one of CES? How are you feeling, first impressions?
Tired.
Oh man, I'm on water, you're on a Red Bull already.
But you're doing a lot more hours than me. Look, it's very, very busy. We're in the main North Hall here. It's a car show. Car stands everywhere, not just the major players, also got accessories, sound products for cars. There's a huge bass system that keeps going off here. It's incredible. Hope that's not impacting upon your Today Show crosses and every other cross you do.
Good.
You right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, sure.
A little tired, but weary, but that's okay. Lots to do.
I think you're struggling.
Mate, I am pumped. In fact, I am on a high right now, ready for a big night. We are going to do a Facebook Live tonight for our big fans.
Can't wait for that, yeah.
It's going to be loose.
You wait till you see Geoff tonight.
Oh, at that time of night, he's gone.
He's a broken man.
He made it an Africata job.
An Africata? I think it's an Africano.
That's the joke.
Have one of these. Sponsor. That'd be a good one to get. That would be a good one to get. You know that bloke? What's his name? Ricardo?
Oh, I'll just ask Daniel.
Ask him.
Mate, can you hook me up with some Red Bull? You know, I'll give you gold platter guarantee we can get product.
Oh yeah, for sure, yeah.
And by the way, that's all he wants.
I've got enough. Oh, that'd be good though. That'd be expensive. See ya.
It's that time of the day, it's that time of the week. It's time to record a podcast with Stephen Fennick, Two Blokes Talking Tech, episode 329.2.
Should I get out of the way of your branding?
No, that's perfect, mate. It's perfectly placed between us.
There you go.
Actually, it's better now without you in it.
Two Blokes Talking Tech live from the EFTM studio.
end of day one of the show floor. The boys are all with us. We're going to go get some food before we get a bit more work done and the Facebook Live show. Jolly, you pumped?
Man, I'm half awake.
Welcome to CES. So fortunately connected, Vodafone $5 a day roaming, and my wife's texting me. She's just suggested that watching the vlogs, all we do is eat. I'm offended by that. Bowen, you?
First meal in 3 days, don't worry about it.
Great dinner. I'm just going to do a quick radio cross with 6PR. No medical dramas at all tonight with the intern Rob Geoff. Geoff, we're going to then do the Facebook Live show, mate. You pumped?
We're going live.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Great end to the day, boys. I'm really pleased with the Facebook Live. It was a lot of fun. Hope you enjoyed that. If you were watching, if you weren't, you missed something fun. It'll be on the Facebook page to watch. Boys, that was a big day. Probably the biggest we'll have. We can kind of taper off a little bit now in terms of commitments and things, but lots still to do. Bowen, you got a big day tomorrow?
Yeah, drive experience with the Nissan Leaf tomorrow morning early, little piece for a current affair later in the afternoon, a few other car stories, lots happening here.
And you've got some booth tours.
Yeah, booth tours, media commitments, got what to do.
Anyway, I think it's time to go night-night. I've got my room key.
Oh, cheers. I'll be there in a couple, like 3 hours.
I'll be
4
listening
hours.
champion
There you
from the
are.
comfort of the West Cape.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.